can Jamaica really claim the title of an economic miracle? What's behind the bold claim that the island is in its best shape ever? Let's get into a story that could redefine Jamaica's future. Jamaica Labour Party, JLP, leader and Prime Minister Andrew Holness isn't holding back. With elections on the horizon, he's declaring that Jamaica is finally breaking free from its economic chains. Holness has pointed to a transformation many thought impossible, pulling the country back from economic disaster to what he calls its strongest economic position in history. Holness credits this turnaround to teamwork, his government, the opposition People's National Party, PNP, the private sector, and most importantly, the resilience of Jamaicans. The sacrifices made through tough economic times, he says, have laid a foundation for sustainable growth. Yet, with this bold declaration, the stage is set for the PNP to make their case as Jamaicans gear up to choose who will govern the country for the next 5 years. How will they respond? In his vision for Jamaica's next chapter, Holness made a bold promise. There's no going back to the dark economic days. He claims no other nation has matched Jamaica's economic turnaround in less than a decade. The roadmap he outlined includes fiscal discipline, technological innovation, and sustainable practices. Want to know more about how this vision could shape Jamaica's future? Stick around, and we will share excerpts of Holness's ambitious blueprint. The next chapter, Pivot to Inclusive Growth. And don't forget to subscribe to Impacting Jamaica for stories that matter.
Today, we turn the page to a new chapter in Jamaica's economic journey, a chapter of opportunity and a brighter future for every Jamaican. Through disciplined financial management, sound policies, but more so, the sacrifices of our people, Jamaica has achieved an extraordinary turnaround. We have halved our debt from 146% of GDP to very shortly to be under 70% of GDP. That's an amazing feat for any country, but especially for Jamaica. We have reduced the unemployment rate from 15% to a record low of 4.2%, even after revising how we calculate unemployment. We have increased our net international reserves from 0.9 billion to a record of 5.7 billion US dollars. Our external credit rating, as measured by S&P, has improved by 7 notches from the lowest level of selective default in 2013 to BB minus. We are now just 3 notches away from achieving investment grade. Little Jamaica. No other nation in the world has matched the scale of Jamaica's economic turnaround in just under a decade. No future government should ever forget the sacrifices that were made to get to this point. So it is my solemn pledge as Prime Minister that I will never allow Jamaica to return to those dark days when we were on the edge of the precipice. So the next chapter of our journey is about achieving transformative growth that uplifts every Jamaican. It is about inclusive growth where every Jamaican can see themselves, their family, their household, their community achieving and fulfilling their dreams and aspirations. This new chapter is about our economic independence. It is about generating our own opportunities and using our own resources to achieve our dreams and aspirations. This chapter is about us fulfilling our destiny as a great people. And I believe we can. Let me be clear. Moving on to the next chapter does not in any way mean that we're going to abandon fiscal prudence. We will never go back to run with it. Not under my watch. We have worked too hard and sacrificed too much as a country to ever go back to that. Good fiscal management and macroeconomic stability are now part of our DNA. Routine business for us. While our economic progress over the last decade has been nothing short of amazing, we must confront a critical reality. Our growth rate remains below the level needed to realize our full potential. Nevertheless, we have made some progress on the growth frontier. In the past, we would have a year or two of growth followed by years of decline. Now we experience consistent, sustained growth. We have had 20 consecutive quarters of growth before the pandemic, and we have had 13 consecutive quarters of growth since the pandemic. This is the longest period of economic expansion in our independent history. But it is still anemic and always at risk, given our persistent vulnerability to climatic events as a small island developing state. Over the last decade, real GDP growth has been less than 1% per annum. To achieve our national development goals, we need to significantly accelerate growth. Recent weather events and their associated impact make this call even more urgent.